Here in the Mid-Murray region, we're coming into the final year of our Building Soil Carbon project. So the project was looking at increasing the soil carbon, and the best way to do that is under a productive pasture. To increase the adoption of pastures in our region, we're looking at pastures that are going to be persistent through the dry years and perform really well in the wet years.
We know Australian soils are declining in carbon, which means their fertility is declining, and the best way to build that up is to have productive legume pastures. And we've measured the carbon here, and what we've found is that in the main, where we've got productive pastures, the soil carbon has certainly increased, but there's always a couple of exceptions to the rule, and it's a bit hard to know why they're there. But that's the general trend with soil carbon.
We set up 5 different trial sites with a variety of different species. This site we're here at now is legume, and it's a bit unique because we have some pasture species mixes. We took the best species from all the other sites in the first year, sowed this site in the second year, aiming to get good production in the spring and the autumn with 2 different species combined.
Here at legume, we've fenced off about 4 acres with the mixture of different things, different pastures to go together. It doesn't get any special treatment. The paddock gets watered when the rest of the paddock needs to get watered, but yeah, it's been very beneficial.
The reason we've done these trials is because we want to find out what pasture legume will do the best, and we've looked at a whole range of species over a whole range of soil types, and what we've really found is that sub-clover, which was the traditional pasture in this part of the world anyway, has really come out on top. It's come out on top in terms of production, in terms of persistence. It handles a wider range of herbicides. It buries its seed, so grazing management in the spring isn't such a big problem. And we've found it actually competes well with some of the broadleaf weeds. So in the main, it's got a lot of advantages. I think sub-clover comes out on top.
The arrowleaf gives us early feed, more so than the shaftal, and we have an autumn feed drought, so that's what we're pushing for. And then in the spring, the growth is probably as good or better than the shaftal that we found in the past.
Most of the clover varieties have done really well compared with the competition, but the Antax and the Persian seem to be the standouts at this point.
There are other varieties that have showed promise for particular situations. Arrowleaf clover does exceptionally well with spring production, so we like that for the spring if you want to grow a hay or a fodder crop. Balancer clover survives well, and it will come and colonise areas. If there's any weaknesses, it'll come in and take over. Sardi Persian, being a hard-seeded Persian, it's done quite well as well. And lucerne, if you can avoid having waterlogged conditions, lucerne doesn't do much the first year, but after that it grows very well. So it's an excellent companion with the sub-clover.
We've had a bit of everything. We've had a couple of years of drought, a wet late spring last year, and then obviously a very wet October this year. So we're certainly seeing what handles every conditions realistically.
This project has been really successful over the 5 years. It's really clarified for us what persists well and what doesn't, and where some varieties will have a niche and where they'll fit in, which is valuable information for our landholders, particularly on different soil types.
For me, it's very much about how much autumn feed you can grow on the amount of water. So, you know, every year I'm getting to see what wants to persist and keep growing and seed up, and then what hangs on through the winter and then into your summer, how long your feed is.
And I studied very closely actually, and I took the arrowleaf recommendation directly from your trial, because the soil types are similar. We're a grazing program here. We do cut hay, but the grazing is the main issue. So we looked at your trials specifically on pasture cuts and dry matter content per hectare, and when and where in the season.
It's been very beneficial, but something makes this a little bit unique is it's a mixture of different pastures going together in the trial blocks, not just one species, because it's sort of getting to the point with the water job that you just got to get efficiency. So trying to find out what blends work well together, whether one species will end up being dominant.
The trials have generated a fair bit of information, and it is available to landholders. If they contact LLS, Kimberly Beer at LLS, she can forward it to them, or they can go on the LLS website and find the information in there.
The results of this demonstration have been really successful, so if there's anything you'd like us to try, just give us a call and let us know.